Hello YouTube and welcome to another video. This one is going to be a bit of a mishmash of riding footage from last Sunday. BJ and I went out riding on his stand-ups and I got a little bit of footage, so I thought I would throw that in here. And also I'm going to tell you guys some stuff that I have and haven't done with the X2. Alright, so I've been doing a bunch of sandblasting. I have an engine case on the floor here. I was pretty much ready to start building the engine and I decided that I wouldn't do it because I didn't feel like filming, and I figured that after going through all this you guys would want to see at least some of the engine build. So I've got one of the cases in the sandblaster, just finished blasting that up as well as part of the exhaust. I got a bunch of the pump done, but there was some silicone on it, so I cut the silicone off and now that is ready to finish. Exhaust and intake stuff all done. And also I sandblasted off the bed plate, and when I sandblasted off the bed plate I found some cracks in it. Oh, I also found what I think are cracks in the exhaust manifold. Not sure if the camera can pick that up, but around the bottom of that mount it looks like there's a crack all the way around, which would only go into the water jacket, but it'll probably cause the water jacket to leak. And I don't want that, so I'm going to test that before I go ahead with it. But that can be ground out and welded now that I have a TIG welder. The bed plate, I found some hairline cracks around one of the bolt holes. And I'm guessing that the camera can't pick that up, but there's at least 3 hairline cracks starting around that bolt hole. So I kind of picked it up and was wondering about welding it up or what I should do. And when I picked it up, I was like, wow, that thing's heavy. I wonder if I could build one of those out of carbon fiber. And that's why it is now covered in mold release and PVA film, or PVA mold release stuff. I'm going to attempt to make one of these out of carbon fiber, which means I'm going to have to make a mold first. So this is going to be the plug. I'm going to try to keep it fairly simple and straightforward. I'm not too concerned whatsoever about the look, and this is, I've already measured, this is 4 millimeters thick, so I'll probably make like a 6 millimeter thick carbon fiber plate, and that should be plenty strong. I do have some carbon fiber ordered other than the stuff that I have for skinning the outside of the X2. So yeah, I've also ordered a few vacuum bagging supplies, but yeah, we'll get into that in another video. I'm not going to talk about that right now. So I haven't built the engine and I've been really busy. I was supposed to go camping this weekend, but the weather was actually really poor, so Megan and I decided to stay home. Well, Megan decided for me that we were staying home. So I'm not out. BJ was going to lend me one of his jet skis and I was going to go riding during the weekend during camping. But instead I recoated, I did a coat of paint, or what do you call it, like rubberized paint stuff on her wheels. They were getting marred up quite bad, so planning on powder coating them this coming winter. I just didn't have time to do it this winter, so I'm going to make time to get that done. Anyway, we didn't go camping this weekend, so there won't be more riding footage, but there is some riding footage, so that's what I'm going to show you guys right now. Good. Okay. yours is. DJ's first ride on his SXI 800. Got ripped off. Just coasts a long way. Pretty cold in the hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go grab my gloves.
Yeah. I would, but mine are stupid thick, so.
Not all the way.
Not idling? Well, I wasn't very well prepared for this trip, guys. I'm not wearing my helicopter cam. And yeah, we ended up getting here fairly late. It's kind of a last minute thing. But we're out here, we're having fun. See what DJ's dropping in. Shuts off when you back off the throttle.
Yeah. Remember, we had to turn it way up. Another half turn.
How does it feel otherwise?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freaking choppy. a rough first ride of the year. That guy's only running on like one cylinder or something. You can just smell the gas dumping out. Yeah, this thing doesn't seem to hook up at all until you're like going, and then it gets like from like 25 or 30 up, then it's like The idle.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Ah!
It still needs throttle off the bottom end, but I think it's because it's too rich.
Yeah, this needs a lot of throttle to like get it running. And if it idles for any more than a few seconds, it shuts off. But I think it's the same thing, leaned or rich down low. Oh yeah! This is weird. You'll be cruising along, like wide open. I was cruising along, wide open throttle, kind of risking my life, and it was skipping along, going like fast. But then you back off, and it like, woo, it pulls. I don't know if it's just because it hooks up or.
Here, try this one.
It seems to float way better on the back.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. Like I can't. I gotta like pull myself up onto it. That one just goes down. Oh man, this one sounds naughty. Oh, I'm scared. My first. Oh man, this handle's screaming. Definitely handles different. I don't know that this is any faster, but it's quicker and it hooks up. Yeah. I don't know that I like the perfectly straight bars. I think maybe a couple of degrees back would be nice.
Yeah, I like this straight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think.
Going on this one.
Yeah.
They're in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah, I feel like these just like 2 or 3 degrees back would be, maybe that's not even a thing on these, but yeah, this is a lot crisper in every way. That feels kind of lazy after this. Okay, now there's water in my wetsuit. No question. It's cold going in, I tell you. Holy. I gotta work on my backside turn. Yeah, this is definitely rich.
Yeah, kind of big.
You can tell if you play around at all, like, well, at like less than a quarter throttle for sure. Yeah. Tiring.
Oh my god.
Alright YouTube, here are the two skis. I have to say, when I try this one, I like it better. Except for the bars, I would like a little bit of back sweep, but I like the way this handles, and it's got a lot of grunt. It seems more predictable over the waves and stuff. But then when I do get on this one and drive it for a while, it seems, I don't know, more natural, maybe because I've ridden it a few times. I don't like how much the bars are swept back on this, but I feel like they're pretty close to being good. This also needs some pump work, a prop or something. It's now Friday and I finally have some time to try pulling this front piece off. I don't know how much more than that I'm going to get to do. I do have a bunch of other stuff that I need to get done. Alright, I must remember that this is still sharp everywhere and really wants to cut me. Alright, I'm going to get some prying implements and my scraper. Probably going to have to get the sander as well. It's going to have to be sanded in some areas. But let's just get to it. I'm guessing you guys won't be able to see this, but this fiberglass was laid over the PVA. And it might actually peel up a little bit through here. Oh, it's a good sign. Holy. Alright, regardless of this, it seems to be coming off in this area, which is good news. But regardless of that, it definitely is connected solidly in a few places, so no matter how much kind of optimism there is to start with here, this is going to be a bit of a struggle. I probably could jam this in and break a bunch of it off. But for the sake of the video and because I think it'll be neat, I'd like to get it off as much as possible in one piece. I'm guessing that didn't get picked up on camera, but as I was grinding away on it, there's just a little bit of pressure in here from the zip tie. and it popped. I heard a snap noise, and it separated all along here. That went way easier than I thought it was going to. So this is gonna be the reveal. I'm not expecting good things under here, and not like with the mold. I know that there's air pockets. I'm not 100% sure where those air pockets are gonna be, but yeah, let's pull this off and see how much repair work that I need to do. I'm not sure where to show. Yeah, it's hard to get decent lighting in here, but let's pull this off and see what it reveals underneath. I'm pleasantly surprised. There is an air pocket through here, as I expected. I could see it from the other side, but it's pretty minor. Yeah, there's some little air pockets, but that is solid. But yeah, here is the mold of the front of my jet ski. And of course, this is just gonna go in the garbage because it can never be used again. But it worked. That is really good news. Several videos back, I made these pieces of fiberglass to fit in the floor. So I've got 3 chop strand mat, and then I've got the woven roving. What I need to do now is make a piece that ties these all together. So I'm gonna make a piece that goes just a little past the edge here, and then all the way up the front. And I think I'm going to come up to about here along the sides. So yeah, I'm going to make a pattern now. I might actually make a 2-piece pattern, or I might just cut some slits in it. But because of the way it's curved through the floor here, it's definitely not going to be one full solid piece. Part of the reason why I'm doing it this way is because one of the original braces crossed right here, and I want to make another brace crossing through this section. So I'm actually going to not taper down either of the edges of the fiberglass here, and I'm going to make it so that the fiberglass naturally builds up through this area. And also, as you can see here in the center, the pattern actually goes through the center instead of just meeting it. And that's because I want it extra thick through this center as well. If you're ever gonna hit something, it's probably gonna be right along this center line. And so I'm going to basically make it so that each piece overlaps and it builds up basically twice as much material through the center section. This is going to work out really well. As you guys can see, that piece fits in there very nicely. I'm going to have to put a couple of relief cuts in throughout here, and that's perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do, I need to make 3 more of these. 2 for this side and 1 more for this side. I decided to order different epoxy to do this. So either tonight or tomorrow I'm going to order that epoxy so that I don't struggle with the squid boat epoxy. The pot life on it is way too short, and if I struggled with doing the nose, that is telling me that I'm really going to struggle with this, because I'm going to try to lay as much of this as I can all together. So I need an epoxy that has a fairly slow setup time. I'm really getting anxious to get this done. I just really want to be able to ride this ski this summer. So I am ready to build the engine. I think I pretty much have everything that I need to get the engine together. And so, the front of the ski. I think I pretty much have everything to get the engine together. There's probably going to be the odd bolt or piece that I'm missing. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to play out, but it would probably be a really good idea if in my next video I actually did some engine building, because there's probably going to be something that I run into that I need and I won't have. Anyway, this video is probably extremely long. I'm guessing. I haven't actually edited it yet. Normally I shoot the outro after I'm done editing, so I know exactly how long the video is going to be. But there's riding footage, and there's update footage, and there's 5 minutes of me just talking about stuff. So yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.